So, hello guys, sorry for the delay today. We had some issues with the streaming software, so I hope now you can see me and hear me correctly. And we are going to talk about the second lesson today. Also, in your homework videos, you will see also the test under it, and also try to make this test as well. And next time we can check the answers basically. So we'll see the results and we'll observe the answers, why this one is correct, why this one is correct, and so on. So in the same time, also this is like, let's say, mock tests we do for you, but also don't forget to keep practicing in Liculus lab also. So like last time, I guess I have sent it to you. And one more important information that I should give you now. So for the next two classes, I'm going to be away, so I will have a vacation basically, and we will meet you already in the middle of July. But next two lessons you are going to have with my colleague. So basically he also can will make these lessons with you also. So I hope it's not a big problem for you. And yeah, so these two lessons you will continue with him. You can practice tests with him also. You will check the answers, and I will see you then in the middle of July. Yeah, then we will have so next class will be the 3rd, then 4th. So I will see you on the 5th one, and then we keep going with the 5th, 6th, and 7th. So last 3 classes I'm going to be with you again. So yeah, this is the information I want to give you. And yeah, so for now, I guess we can start with the lesson. I hope you see me and hear me more correctly, more or less, and we can begin. So today we're going to observe the signs. Yeah, so quite important topic. So this lesson and next lesson is going to be related with the signs only, and road markings also, by the way. So yeah, and priority signs. Last time we also discussed this priority signs with you a little bit, and different priority signs. So priority signs we can call like giveaway sign, stop sign, main road sign. So they all, in general, we call them priority signs. This one we can say priority road or main road sign basically. So it's even easier to pronounce it like this. So it's yellow diamond. There is no such a sign anymore on the road, so it's the only one specific sign for the main road, like diamond, yellow inside, and end of the priority road. So basically here it's important for you to know that priority sign can be like having a priority can be ended at the giveaway sign. So as soon as you drive the road, you can see different signs, but as soon as you see the giveaway sign, your priority is ended. It means you have to give away somewhere. Your priority is ended. Stop sign, by the way, also means that you have to stop and give away. Yeah. So in that situation, stop sign will not apply for the main road. So you will, after the stop sign, it still means that you have to give away to the trains. Yeah. But it doesn't mean that you don't have priority anymore. So you will continue driving with having priority anyway. But when you see giveaway sign, your priority is ended. So here is an example, one of the exam roads. You can also see this road on the exam video. Manicu direction, yeah, if you check it later maybe. So here you can see that main road basically goes left. So you can see that this fat line is going left, and you can see this sign. So it means that you have main road moving left. So this road and this road, so straight and right roads, they are both secondary roads. so they don't have priority. They have to give way to you if you go left. And giveaway sign, so this one you already know. Even in that case, you can see special marking for stopping. Small giveaway signs you see on the ground. So this is the place where you have to stop in front of this signs on the road. So you stop there and give away if necessary. Basically, you remember that. Try to remember that if you have simply giveaway sign, you don't have to stop if it's free road. If there is no cars, you don't have to stop. You can stop, or you have to stop only if you have a stop sign. As soon as your road is free, you can enter and you don't have to stop, you just check. And stop sign. So it's a real crossroad actually in Teleskivi region, so you can find it there. I mean, now you will not find it there because it was reconstructed, but you see it's quite silly solution to make so many stop signs at one place. So now it's totally reconstructed. They have one-way road there, so no other directions you can go from that way. But basically you can see that you have to stop here. If you go left, if you go straight, if you go right, you have to stop and give away. Let's check one place in Kadriorg. So this is the place, the lake over here. You can know this place maybe. Also we have stop signs like this. So it means before we enter the crossroad, we have to fully stop and give way to other vehicles. So it looks like this. Later I will explain you where you have to stop. It's also quite important. Actually, you already know because in definitions, last lesson we talked about that a little bit, if you can remember. So here is the main example then. Stop sign with the stop line. It means that you have to stop in front of the stop line in that case. And basically you can stop there, you give away and continue driving. If you don't have a stop line, you remember on the previous lesson I explained you what is the carriageway crossing area, right? So you need to find this edge of the carriageway crossing, it's here, and stop at the edge of the crossroad or carriageway crossing area. So if you have stop line, you stop in front of the stop line. If you don't have a stop line, you have to stop at the edge of the road. And remember, even if the road is free, you still have to stop. Even if you are driving at night, no cars, somewhere in the forest, doesn't matter. You have to fully stop and give away. So that's the solution. How to proceed with the stop signs. So let me check. I have some. Okay, in some reason we have a bad connection right now. Okay. Okay, if you will hear some problems, just let me know here in the stream. I hope you will see me. Oh, I mean, I hope I will see your message. It's just texting me that its streaming channel is quite slow. But yeah, as soon as I see you're still hearing me and seeing me. So yeah, stop signs, they work like this. And if we talk about the crossroads, so these two main rules you have to remember. If we talk about all other places, it can be pedestrian crossing, it can be parkings, it can be, I don't know, it can be railways. You have to stop in front of the sign. So this is the third rule. For example, here we have to stop and give way to the cyclists. So this sign is not for the road, yeah, this carriageway. It's for the cyclists. So we have to stop here in front, give way to the cyclists, and continue driving. So this is the third rule. Here also we can see parking. it's not a crossroad. You remember that intersection of roads with the parking is not considered as a crossroad. That's why also you don't have to stop at the edge of the road. You have to stop in front of the sign, so 1 or 2 meters before that. If everyone will have a stop sign on the crossroad, for example, like this, you can already know maybe that you have to follow the right-hand rule, obviously. So, by the way, this sign means it's a crossroad ahead with the right-hand rule. So it means you have to give way to the right coming cars. So that's the main rule here. Then, basically, if this car comes to the crossroad, you see that we have stop sign, they have stop sign, right-hand rule, I give way to this car. So quite simple solution on that crossroad. I hope you can understand that. Anyway, if you have any questions, you can ask it while we are talking. Or maybe you just send me something like all good or all okay, because it's still showing me the mistake, like we still having issue with the connection. So I still hope we hear each other. Then priority for oncoming traffic and over oncoming traffic. So these two signs. It's also quite easy to understand and to read it if you see it on the road. This one means that if you see the sign in front of you, it means you don't have priority. You don't have priority. Oncoming traffic is having priority. So red one, no priority, black one is having priority in that case. And otherwise, you are having priority because the white arrow you have, and red one is oncoming. It means oncoming direction is not having priority in that case. So why this sign are, why we need to know, and where we can meet the signs. I can show you a few examples. For example, it's a construction on the road like this. You see we have quite narrow, so 2 cars cannot pass on 1 lane. That's why the sign can be located before this place. In that case, as you see, this car is having priority. It can go because this car is having this sign, and the brown car is not having priority because we have this sign. So we have to give way to oncoming traffic first, and then brown car can pass. And I will show you the real life example. So you see it's quite narrow place because of the bridge. It's an obstacle on the road also, quite dangerous to pass it, especially if it's going if bus will come in oncoming way. If bus will come in oncoming way, so you will definitely not pass together. That's why you have this sign here. It means you have to give way to the oncoming cars. Some people ask me like where exactly you have to stop if you want to give way. Yeah, in some points. Actually, there is no actual rule where you have to stop. It's not saying anything about that. So my suggestion is to stop in front of the sign. So we just stop in front of the sign, we give way to the oncoming vehicles, and then we can continue driving front. And that's the main thing. And the opposite side, you will see that this side, you see they have the blue one. So they have priority in that way. So I hope this is more or less clear for you, this example. And additionally, we can check with you the stop sign. So that's a very good place to practice your knowledge. We have a stop sign in front of the crossroad. So the common mistake usually beginners do, you can guess. They stop in front of the signs here. But it's a crossroad, and now you know that if it's a crossroad, you have to stop exactly at the edge of the road, because we don't have any stop lines. So in that case, we have to stop exactly here on the edge. You can see even some lines of the road marking. Maybe you can look like this. Yeah, so there's some car standing. No, it's not standing. Yeah, so stop sign is a little bit behind. I have to stop almost like this car, even closer. I can stop here to give way to everyone, and then I continue driving. So this is how the real life example looks like. Okay. Also, one road was under construction. I made these pictures just in case to show it in the presentation. So one direction is having priority, another direction is not having priority because of this construction works. So, yeah. Then we can continue with another signs. Prohibitory signs. So usually, for example, speed limit signs, they are prohibitory signs, and they usually have this circle shape. So red circle, and inside it's white and something black is written, like 70 sign, for example, speed limit. So these signs are valid only on the road on which they are installed. So if you see 70 sign on that road, it's installed here only. If you turn left, it's not valid anymore. It's another road, another carriageway, new rules. By default, if you are out of the city, you can maybe know already that we have to go 90. So as soon as you exit the city, by default, you can go 90. But here we have special limitation, it's 70. So if you continue driving straight, you should continue driving 70. As soon as you turn to another road, you can go 90. I will show you how it looks like. So we can go to that point. So here we see the 70 sign. Here we see the 70 sign, and 70 sign goes straight, basically. Yeah, so we have to follow 70 speed limit if you go straight. But as soon as I turn left or right here, no, okay, left if I go, I cannot go 90, it's gravel road. But right, no signs, it's a new road for me, I can go 90 again. So that's the main place. Actually, it was a quite popular place on the exam last few years. So people still continue driving 70 on that road, and it's a mistake. So that's why they failed sometimes. And remember, yeah, you should keep going with 90 in that case. Then our prohibitory signs we have also here. First one, very popular one actually. Close to all vehicles, prohibits all vehicular traffic. So means all vehicles cannot enter that road, even bicycles or self-balancing vehicles, doesn't matter. Then second one, driving on private road prohibited, not for public use. ERA-T in Estonian means private road. ERA, private, T, road. You already know that, I guess. So private road, only the owner can go there. Then we have the same, but välja arvatud külaline. It means except the guests. So guests are exception. They can enter if they have prohibition. Sorry, if they have a permission from the owner of this road or land. And the last one, you can drive. You can drive in that area, but basically on your own responsibility. So if something happens with your car, insurance, like traffic insurance or casco insurance company, will not cover any expenses if you will have any accident. So yeah, maybe this road is not for public use. Maybe this road is dangerous to drive. You know, like somewhere roads in the mountains, for example. Yeah, we don't have in Estonia any mountains, but still, we just should know that we have a responsibility now. No one will cover any expense if we'll get into trouble with the car. And here also, it's the picture at the road administration office, the parking that they have there. So this sign is saying, as you see, that it's not allowed to continue driving through this parking for all vehicles. You might ask me why basically, sorry. You might ask me that why there are still a lot of cars parked over there, and I will say that this sign, in that case, is having additional information. So it means that we cannot enter this area, this parking, on the holidays or weekends. So this additional panel means like red sign, holidays or celebration days like Freedom Day or New Year or Christmas, and it's allowed to drive here. Sorry, it's allowed to drive here only if on working days, starting from, sorry, not allowed to enter on working days, starting from 6 in the evening till 7 in the morning. So this kind of a additional panel giving us information. Then other signs. So no entry for any powertrain vehicle, no motor vehicles. So in that case, if you see the car inside, means powertrain vehicles cannot enter, but casual vehicles can, for example, bicycles. Then we can see no entry for goods vehicles, no goods vehicles of over maximum gross weight shown. So if you see this mass inside, it means that maximum allowed mass for the trucks in that case is 8 tons. If it's more, you cannot enter that area. If it's less, you still can. But if there is no number inside, no weight shown on this sign, it means that trucks are not allowed in that area at all. So in that situation, it's allowed, but the mass is limited. So then no buses, no motorcycles, snowmobiles, and combination like tractors and motorcycles cannot enter that area. So we also should consider that there are two signs actually: mopeds, like small bikes, yeah, mopeds, and bikes. They are almost the same signs. I will show you. You see? So this is no entry for a moped. So if it's the moped, there is no person on it. If it's motorcycle, it's a person on the bike. So try to remember that as well. And it's just an example here, so you can see that different areas of not entering, no parking area, no entry for powertrain vehicles. So also no entry for cyclists and some exceptions. So there will be a lot of different informations. Here we can see that there is no entry for trucks with the gross weight more than 8 tons after 50 meters. So this additional panel means after 50 minutes. So no entry for tractors, no entry for all trains. So the mass of the train means trailer cannot be more than 20 tons. Gross weight cannot be more than that. If there is no numbers inside, then means that trailers are not allowed totally in that area. Then no animal drawn vehicles are not allowed. So it's not horses. it's animal drawn vehicles, so it's we are talking about the like trailers for the horses. Yeah. And no entry for vehicles carrying dangerous goods. So these signs you can see quite a lot on the road. So these signs are mostly important for the truck drivers if they are carrying some dangerous goods. Dangerous goods can be like fuel or some chemical goods, doesn't matter. So everything that's quite dangerous or radioactive, maybe. You cannot enter that area. No entry for cycles. For mopeds, I already showed that. And finally, we have this no entry for riders on horseback. And no entry for pedestrians. Then here, for pedestrians, you as a pedestrian, even if you have a license, and if you break any rules, also you should remember that it affects on your license in future. It's also quite important thing. So as a pedestrian, you also have to follow the rules, like no passing red lights, no walking if you see this kind of a sign on the right side, for example. So what's the point? You see this very short shoulder. So pedestrian is quite small and like cannot fit there fully, and that's why it's not allowed to drive here, because it's to walk here because it's dangerous. But you can walk on the left side because we have more space here. It's allowed. For example, here, if we continue walking straight, it will be very narrow carriageway and too dangerous because you see it's quite sharp bend. Drivers might not see us if they are going to turn. They cannot look much back, you know, and that's the main problem. So in that case, we cannot walk here because it's shown on the sign, but we can walk on the left shoulder because it's more safety there. Finally, we have a good connection. Yes, that's good. So now you should hear me correctly. Then no entry for vehicle traffic. It's a little bit different sign. So this sign usually means that it's some also prohibited area or oncoming traffic. Also means no entry for everyone, basically, for all vehicles. Sometimes you can see quite tricky sign under that additional panel. For example, in that case, it's sõidukitele. It means studying cars. Studying cars are not allowed in that case to drive, but all other vehicles are allowed. On the exam, you can have this kind of a situation when he asks you to enter some place, but you see no entry for studying cars. On the exam, you can enter that area because on the exam you're like, let's say, you are considered as a completed like licensed driver, so you are having a license. So this is how they consider you on the exam. That's why you are not a student anymore. In that case, you are not driving a studying car. It's your own car, let's say. And that's why it means that you can enter that area. But if you are driving with your teacher or supervisor, making lessons, you cannot enter this area. Also, you can see there are different types of this sign. Like one is quite casual circle, and this one like ellipse. And why it's ellipse, I will show you. Because of this. So basically, you see it's quite like lens for eyepiece or something. You can see the sign from different sides, like 180 degrees. From different sides, you can see that, okay, here I cannot enter. Here also I can see no entry sign, but except for loading the goods. So the trucks that are loading goods here, they can enter that area. Also, we can see no entry sign in 100 meters. We also have no tracks allowed. So basically, it's no entry for the truck drivers in 100 meters for the trucks. So you also can pass that area. Very popular place on the exam. So many students get confused. Can they go or not? Of course, you can go. You're not a truck driver. So always check this white additional panels. It's quite important. Sometimes these no entry signs, they show you the oncoming traffic. It means that you cannot enter oncoming way, obviously. So you can go left, but this way you cannot go. And here you have one-way road. And the same example. So here I can go, casual road. But here I cannot, because it's no entry. No entry sign ahead. So it's oncoming traffic most probably, so people just come here to continue driving. Then we have prohibitory signs, also for no right turn or left turn. This one you also might remember from the previous lesson that they apply until the first intersection or carriageway crossing area. So I cannot turn left here. So after this, it's first carriageway crossing. Second carriageway crossing, it's not applied anymore. I can go left. So here I can't. On the next one, I can go easily. No U-turn. In 100 meters, we will see the place, maybe crossroad, and it means on that crossroad we cannot make a U-turn. But here comes a good question. In legal slab tests, maybe you can meet that one. Can I go left in that case if U-turn is not allowed? So of course I can go left. It's only U-turn not allowed, but left turn is still allowed. There is no any other prohibitory sign. And the same logic with this one. So if it's not allowed to go left here, but it's allowed for me to make a U-turn here, so I can go back. Then we have different prohibitory signs, for example, customs control, police, casual control somewhere. Usually we can see this somewhere on the border of the countries, some countries. Here we also have quite a lot of signs, but mostly these signs are for the truck drivers. But just in case, you should also know them. So no entry for vehicles exceeding tons laden mass. So laden mass should be not more than 7 tons. Then you can enter that area. No entry for vehicles having a mass exceeding tons on one axle. So usually cars, they have axles, right? One in front, another one on the back. 2 axles. And in general, we have 4 wheels. So for the truck drivers, it means that on one axle, it cannot be more than 2 tons. Or combination of axles, group of axles. Yeah, trucks, they have a group of axles, so like usually it's behind like 2 at once. And mass cannot be more than this, like pushing mass. Then these ones, like overall height, cannot be more than this distance here. For example, it's very small bridge. Yeah, you want to enter, but if your car is higher than that, you cannot go. You just hit the bridge. Then overall width means your car cannot be like bigger than 2 meters. And length of the car cannot be more than 10 meters, the final sign. Then we have speed limit finally. So maximum allowed speed limit. This black background sign means that it's a digital one, electric one. So you can see them a lot somewhere on the highways. According to the situation on the road, for example, if it's an accident on the highway, they can reduce the speed in that moment remotely. Yeah, because it's electronic panel. And if you have 30 speed limit, it means for you that you cannot go more than 30 or less than 30. You have to be exactly on 30. You cannot reduce the speed if you don't have any reason for that, or go over, of course. So this is the digital sign. Yeah, we can see the big highway here. And yeah, if it's ice on the road or wind or snow or accident or construction work, remotely they can reduce the speed limit here. They can put 50 if they want, depending on the situation on the road. And also one more digital information panel, like keep distance, keep the separation distance. Then no overtaking. So all vehicles are not allowed to overtake the car if you see this sign. This sign is valid also until the first intersection. And overtaking for trucks. Trucks cannot overtake, but casual cars can overtake in that sign. Also sometimes we can see prohibition sign, like shortest separation distance should be 70 meters. And use of audible warning devices prohibited. Usually this kind of things we have close to the hospitals or some residential areas, calm traffic areas, private areas and stuff like that. But the shortest separation distance usually you can see on the ice road. So in winter, the sea between islands and the main continent, like our country, Estonia, right, can be frozen, and people make road there for driving the cars, so they can travel from the continent to the island by using the sea road because it's frozen anyway. And in that case, your separation distance should be more than this. For example, in that case, 250 meters. Because if you go close to each other on the ice road, the mass will be too big on one point of ice and you can just fall down under the ice. That's why. So for now we can make a small break in 5 minutes. So at 6:55 we can meet again and we will continue talking about the standing and parking prohibition signs then. So yeah, see you soon around now. So I'm here again. Hello. I hope you're not sleeping yet. So yeah, now we're going to talk a little bit about parkings in different areas, but mostly about parkings. So standing in parking prohibited. I guess you already know and remember from the previous lesson what exactly standing prohibited means in parking. So standing is just for quickly picking up or dropping the passengers and continue your driving. For parking is the longer process than that. Yeah, than picking up or dropping someone, or unloading and loading goods. So basically, total cross means no standing. So even park is not allowed. But if it's one line, it means parking, but standing is allowed in that case. Sometimes you can see this no standing sign. It means you cannot stand there. And also, if you will put your car for standing even, it can be towed by the police. So next one then. This sign is also applies only on the side of the road this sign is located. So if it's on the left side, no standing, means you cannot standing on the left side only. On the right side, you still can do that. And sometimes we have also different different additional panels. So for you see no standing for taxi drivers here. So casual cars can do that. On the right side, otherwise, only taxis can park. So you will see that no standing, but it will be written there that except taxi drivers, so they can park here. In the same time, we can see different road markings. So if you see solid line, it means no standing. If you see breakable line, it means no parking. Even if you don't see the sign in front of it, you still have to follow the road marking. So road marking also has kind of value in that situation. Yeah, so we have to follow this road marking. If you see solid yellow line, we cannot stand. If breakable yellow line, we cannot park. Sometimes we also can see additional panels like arrows showing you that down or up and down. I will explain what exactly it means. So if arrow down goes, it means that before the sign you cannot stand or park, but after the sign you can do that. Here means before the sign and after the sign. And if you don't see anything, just casual no standing sign, means after the sign only you cannot stand. Before the sign you can do that. So basically, if you see this kind of a sign like after and before, it means that you cannot park before and after the sign, but or stand, cannot do standing. But it will be valid until the first intersection or crossroad. Also, so as soon as you pass the intersection, this sign is not valid anymore. So you basically can do anything you prefer. Yeah, and this one is quite tricky also, this sign especially. So basically this one means that the first one, parking prohibited on odd number dates, and parking prohibited on even number dates. So on the left side you cannot park on other odd number dates, here on even. To be honest, I have never seen these signs in Thailand, maybe somewhere in other cities, but in Thailand I have never noticed them anywhere. And basically, in that case, we should consider, for example, today we have 22nd of July. 22nd of July, we cannot, if it's 22nd of July, it means that we cannot park on that side. You see, because it's even number. We should park on that side. But if you park every day on that kind of a parking, if we park every day, so it means for you that you have to always repark your car on different sides. So for example, tomorrow is going to be 23rd of July. It means that June. you cannot park on that side because it's odd number. Yeah, on that side you cannot park, but on that side you can. But what is the time? What is the when exactly you have to exchange the place? Yeah, you don't have to wait until 000. Yeah, like evening time or night time. There is a special, let's say, special time during the day when you can do that. According to the law, it's starting from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. So basically, if you want to repark your car, you have 2 hours to do that in the evening, like 7 till 9 p.m. So now it's 7 o'clock. I know that tomorrow is going to be odd number. In my situation, then I have now 2 hours to repark my car. I can repark it here on that side. And till tomorrow, I will leave it on the right side because it will be 23rd tomorrow. I hope it's more or less clear. Quite crazy rule or information, but yeah, I hope it's clear for you now. If not, don't be shy. Just ask me the question. No problem. No problems with that. So this sign, no standing sign, does not apply to public transport vehicles. So even if you are driving a public transport vehicle, for example bus, you still can stop in the area of this sign. And these 3 signs do not apply to automobiles bearing the Red Cross emblem, performing official duties, and taxis with taximeter switched on may park up to 15 minutes. So if you are waiting for the client and you're a taxi driver, you can park your car even if you see this sign, no parking. You can park it if your taximeter is switched on up to 15 minutes. And also if you are a driver of the Red Cross car, like emergency car, yeah. And here also we should mention quite important thing related with the driving in the city and out of the city. So first of all, in the build-up area in the city. So when exactly the signs can be applied till what place and stuff like that. So number 36, it, for example, no parking, yeah, no standing, no parking signs, or some speed limit signs even. So basically we should remember main things when these main signs are going to be over. So first rule, from the closest intersection past the sign. On the first lesson we talked about that, yeah. If you have 30 speed limit, it will be over on the crossroad. After the crossroad, you can go 50 again in the build-up area. So this rule you should remember, definitely, quite important. Till the end of the build-up area. As soon as you see this sign, your 50 is over. And by default, out of the city, how much can you go? 90. So it's over now. Third rule, to a sign that ends the restriction. For example, it was 30 speed limit. Then you see this ends of the restriction sign, 30 over. It means after that we can go 50 again, if it's in the city still. And for the distance stated on the panel. So we should drive 30 next 100 meters. After that, after 100 meters, it will be over. So try to remember these 4 main rules. When this, for example, speed limit sign can be over. So this, I guess, this is most important for you while you're going to study practicals in the city. And if we talk about this out of the city limitations and where exactly these signs are can be over, then basically also mostly the same rules except intersection. So out of the build-up area, intersection is not canceling the speed limit. Try to remember, there are a lot of tricky places on the exam, if you are going to drive out of the city, a lot of places like this. If you check the Kayla exam road on YouTube, also we have it, you will see one of these places. So it's going to be 50, then you will see crossroad, and many students can start going 90 immediately after the crossroad. So it's a mistake. You should still continue driving with 50. So what rules we should consider then? End of the restriction, distance stated on the panel, and also giveaway and stop sign, they can cancel the speed limit out of the build-up area. So for example, I have 70, I see giveaway sign, it's cancelled now, I go 90. Imagine if there is no giveaway sign, nothing. Then you should continue 70, even though we pass a crossroad. We should continue 70. If it's giveaway sign, then it's cancelled. Then I can go 90 after that. So yeah, inside of the build-up area, these rules you should remember, and out of the build-up area, you should remember these rules. Now we're going to talk a little bit about signs having zonal validity. So intersection area of roads of the same category, maximum speed zone, entry to the kilometer zone. So you're entering the area. Ala means area in Estonian. So if you're entering the area, it means that all crossroads in that area, all roads in that area, they have right-hand rule applied. So they have same category. No one has priority. That's why you have to follow the right-hand rule. So as soon as you have it, you should follow it. And 30, the same. So all roads in that area are going to have 30. What's important in that case? Ala, try to remember, Ala and or area sign cannot be cancelled by the crossroad. Only by this sign. So I see it, now Ala is over, area is over. So then we have standing prohibited area, parking prohibited area, also additional time limitation. So it's prohibited to park starting from 8 till 6. After that you can park. Cycle zone, pedestrian zone. So only cyclists can drive in that area, only pedestrians can drive in that area, can walk in that area, sorry. Parking zone, 2 zones at once, so 30 and no parking. Then it can be 30 continue, but parking is over, no parking area is over. And these signs, they are showing us the end of the limitation. So the limitation is ended. And after that, all rules work by default. Crossroads can cancel the speed limits, stuff like that. So hope this one is clear for you. Okay, so it seems that for today we passed it quite quickly. Next time you are going to talk about road markings more, and let me check. Yeah, so next time you're going to talk about this signs, informational signs, and road markings, additional panels. So all these things. So for now we can finish with the lesson, I guess. You will have a homework test for today also, so try to make it at home, and then you can check with my colleague next time all these questions and answers, and I hope it is going to be more or less easy for you. So if you have any questions, then thank you for watching today. Yeah, and hopefully see you next. It means after 2 lessons. Yeah, we will see each other. Yeah, still I will be in contact. You can always email me or WhatsApp me if you have any questions. So yeah, no worries about that. And yeah, so for now, thank you again. Then see you on the next lesson after that in the middle of June, sorry, July. And yeah, then goodbye.